Hi YouTubers, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for taking your time to watch my videos. Today's video is going to be about weather modification. Weather modification was discovered in 1946 by two scientists, Vincent Schaefer and Irving Lemur, at General Electric Research Laboratory. They found that by cooling clouds, they could produce rain. The first attempt to modify natural clouds in the field through cloud seeding was made in northern New York on November 13, 1946. Schaefer was able to cause a snowfall near Mount Greeley in western Massachusetts after releasing 6 pounds of dry ice in the clouds from an airplane. Dry ice made from carbon dioxide and silver oxide are the agents that have proven effective in changing the chemistry and physics of overcooled clouds. Under certain conditions, they can avoid making lightning and hail, which reminds me of recently. There in China, they had a hailstorm that injured a lot of people, smashed cars, windows through the roofs of restaurants. And they were probably the size of golf balls. Here's an image of one of the people that was injured by the hail. Another clip from a video there in China of the hail. And an image of some of the hail. There's 3 there in one person's hand. And this here is the glass roof. And you can see, it's just shredded. Close to about 1,000 automobiles were also damaged, and we all know about the torrential rains that hit Japan, hit Kentucky, Virginia, and more likely it was, in fact, from weather modification. They just don't care that we know about their effects upon the earth, what they're doing. They don't care anymore. Yesterday, there was information posted about the World Economic Forum bragging that China is controlling weather with cloud seeding chemtrail operations. The world's largest communist dictatorship, China, has invested some $168 million in efforts to control the weather, according to the World Economic Forum, WEF. It was revealed that China's plan to create artificial rain through cloud seeding, which many refer to as chemtrails. They've been doing this, for a long, long time. All countries have. Natural News also had an article. Now, this is a cannon that shoots the different chemicals, dry ice, and silver iodide up into the clouds. I found documents on NOAA.gov, NOAA, and these are different cloud seeding programs going on through this year. Here we have Clark County, Idaho, Val Beaver Creek, Colorado. Another one for the San Juan Mountains in Colorado. Mountain River Basin, Central Colorado. Wind River Range Weather Modification Project. Doesn't say where that would be. Is to augment snowpack and drainage, it says. Wyoming Aerial Weather Modification Project. And it goes on. And then California. This is a real remote area in California. I looked it up. Pristine area, because people can't get in there and destroy the natural environment. We got, 5 pages just here when I typed in a search for 2022, and you can see the dates here. This here is for Idaho Power Company, Snake River Basin. Remember all the flooding that occurred there at Yellowstone? Now, according to weather modification laws, they are not allowed to do any seed clouding when there is a possibility of severe storms. To do weather modification, they have to fill out a form such as this. They have to say how much of different products they're going to use and the time frame. Here we got from November of last year all the way up through April of this year. ground-based generators. 25 units operating from locations, so this is a ground-based seeding of the clouds, indicated on the project map. Agents for 25 generators, silver oxide, and propane flame, Viva acetone carrier, and propane flame. One aircraft operating with the equipment, with end burning and with ejectable flares. Agent would be silver oxide, and it goes on. 2 rain, whatever, locations near Afton, Wyoming, and Idaho Falls. Located on Woodall Mountain, Idaho, and Mud Lake, Idaho. And here it says the report is required by Public Law 92-205, 85, Statute 735, 15, blah, blah, blah. And they could be fined all the way up to $10,000 if they don't fill out these forms. No environmental impact statement is required. In addition to the wealth of information available via the internet, Idaho Power Company operates a high-resolution weather research and forecasting model that is used for case guidance. And the map of all the locations where they did the seeding, and they even got the coordinates. The first documented case of using weather modification in warfare probably would have been under President Nixon. It was called Operation Popeye. They did over 2,000 flights to create the clouds during the rainy season, the monsoon season, and the idea was to shut down the roads, to destroy the roads, so that military equipment and troops could not, use the different trails and roads. I believe that when the Pentagon Papers came out, things about the cloud seeding program came out, and the Nixon administration tried to deny the project. And even the Secretary of Defense at the time, he claimed he didn't know anything about the cloud seeding programs. The idea was, instead of bombing Ho Chi Minh Trail into submission, they would simply render it unusable. Well, in one of their cloud seeding programs, it actually kind of backfired, and it got our troops, they got over 9 inches of rain in just about 4 hours, I believe it was. Here it says the public didn't find out about the program until the release of the Pentagon Papers, published by the New York Times and other papers in 1971. That's how the Environmental Modification Convention came to pass in 1977. Chemtrails then and still now are totally legal. Its full name was actually the Convention on the Prohibition of Military or Other Hostile to Use the Use of Environmental Modification Techniques Restricting Widespread, Long-Lasting, or Severe Effects as a Means of Destruction, Damage, or Injury. It basically says that any manipulation of the weather, aka the environmental modification, as a means of destruction in wartime is strictly prohibited. Yeah, right. In 2015, the WMO on weather modification also discussed weather modification techniques to suppress hail, disperse fogs, and it mentions recent interest in climate engineering. They can't make it rain if there's no clouds, if there's no water up there. Recently, with the Tonga eruption of that volcano, enough water vapor went into the Earth's stratosphere, enough to fill more than 58,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And since then, we've seen some torrential downpours of rain, extreme loss of properties and infrastructure, and even loss of life. Activities subject to reporting. The problem is when you make it rain in one area, it depletes the rain that normally would fall in another area, possibly creating droughts. Okay, so we got seeding or dispersion of any substance into a cloud or fog to alter the drop size distribution, produce ice crystals or droplets, alter the development of hail, or lightning. You know, we've all seen some strange lightning lately, or influence the way the natural development cycle of clouds or their environment. Using fire or heat sources to influence the convection of circulation or to evaporate fog. Modifying the solar radiation exchange of the earth or clouds through the release of gases, dust, liquids, or aerosol into the atmosphere. Number 4, modifying the characteristics of land or water surface by dusting or treating with power, liquid, sprays, dyes, or other materials. Number 5, releasing electrically charged or radioactive particles or ions into the atmosphere. Number 6, applying shock waves, sonic energy sources, or other explosive or acoustic sources into the atmosphere. Well, we know they do that in the oceans. Using aircraft propeller, downwash, jet wash, or other sources of artificial wind generation. Or, number 8, the use of lasers or other sources of electromagnetic radiation. These are all things that they have done, and if they want to continue to do it, they have to make out a report. All right, here's the one for California, Kauai River Cloud Seeding Program. Activity days were from November of last year all the way through April, the end of April this year. This is a continuation of the Kauai Basin Project, a long-term project that began operating in 1976 during the 2022 winter season. Storm system will be seeded using a PA-31P aircraft. So doing a Google search, that would be a Piper type of aircraft, and they got a lot of images right here. Here's an example. I'll make it bigger for you. So it doesn't have to be the large aircraft that they're spraying from. They can just use these smaller planes. The aircraft would be equipped with seeding equipment, liquid water, and temperature sensors, and telemetry to transmit data. The Operation Program Office is located in Fresno Airport. Silver iodide type of aerosol type, or a hydroscopic aerosol, are generated using ejectable and end-burning pyrotechniques released in 20 to 30 minutes upwind of the target area. Seeding materials are, 200 to 400, I don't know, GAG an hour. Does anyone know it? Is that gallons per hour? I don't know. Depending on cloud conditions. Temperature and distance to the target. Seeding is conducted near the top of the water saturated layer in supercooled liquid or mixed phase cloud conditions as predicted explicitly by the region version blah blah blah. So it was signed by Richard Stone, RHS Consulting Ltd, and it gives the address of the hangar, which evidently is stored in Nevada. The project may be temporarily suspended when one of the following conditions exists: excessive snowpack. They are not hard and fast criteria, but rather are designed to promote close coordination with the water managers. Okay, 200% of the snowpack in January, February 180%, March 160%, and April 150%, which, yeah, we know they haven't had for a very long time. During periods of above average snowpack existing in freezing level and potential for rain on snow events where insufficient storage capacity is available, the project may be temporarily suspended. Maybe doesn't mean they will. Until the river flows recede and freezing levels fall below 4,500 feet. Severe weather. Severe weather is monitored on a storm-by-storm basis and even hourly basis during rapid changes in weather condition. Which brings me to the thought of all the devastation in Kentucky. The project may be suspended when the National Weather Service flash flood warning is in effect over any part of the target area until the warning expires. And they also have a map of the targeted area. 3 rivers, it says here. Grant Grove Village, Dunlap, Camp Nielsen, trying to get an idea of this location. You can see we got, I hope you can see the little boxes on this of all the homes. Here's the report. It's supposed to be for Texas. It says final report for Texas. From April 1st, 2021 through September 15th, 2021, and the different months. In April, they did 4 passes, July 4 passes, August 7, September 3. South Texas. Date first actual weather modification would have been April 1st of this year, and it goes through October of this year. Well, we know what, about a week ago, maybe, if that, they finally got some rain there in Texas, some much needed rain. Dosing can range from 1 flare per cloud upwards to 10 flares per cloud, depending on the size and the characteristics of the cloud. Any operation will be suspended under severe thunderstorm, flood, or tornado warning, or upon request from the TDLR and management of the STWMA and associated counties. And they have a map here, I guess, of the different areas where cloud seeding was going on, or will be happening. Rolling Plains, SOAR, Wichita Falls, Panhandle, Groundwater Conservation District, Trans Pecos. I just did an article about that fault line and all the volcanoes in that area. Weather Modification Association, South Texas Weather Modification Association, and West Texas Weather Modification Association. So it looks like through October up until the 1st, probably 1st of November, they're going to be working on giving you guys some rain. Yeah, I would be prepared for flooding. Yeah, too little rain, too late for most of Texas, I believe. More data you can click on. We got West Texas, San Angelo to Midland, West Texas, Pecos region, far West Texas, North Texas Panhandle. Oh, and we got North Dakota. Well, that's close to me. I'm in South Dakota. Yeah, the link don't work. I get an error button. Bowman, McKenzie, Mount Trail, Williams, and parts of slope counties of North Dakota. Yeah, we've been getting rain here every couple days. Yeah, a week ago, maybe it was longer, we got like 4 inches of rain. I had mentioned to my daughter that I noticed one of the plants that I put out, every time it rains, it looks like the leaves die on it. And it's almost as if there was something in the rain that was trying to kill the plant. Now that would make sense. If there is, evidently there is all these chemicals and who knows what's in it. Here in South and North Dakota and in this area, crops got in real late because it was so cold for so long. Yeah, crops are going to be really bad this year. I still don't have any tomatoes. My tomato plants are about half the size of what they should be. Some of my garlic plants even died. I have no peppers. The only thing I have gotten so far this year is a few raspberries, and that's it. This here is an article or one of the documents from the Panhandle of Texas. It says about flares, using the flares, which makes me think about all the supposed lightning strikes that start fires. Although the ejectable flare candles are designed to burn completely within a fall of about 5,000 feet, no ejectable flares should be used below 15,000 feet. AGL, to be absolutely certain that the flare or flare remnants will not reach the ground while still hot and burning, since these flares are used exclusively, for cloud top seeding. This should never pose any operational limitations. PGCD Precipitation Enhancement Program target area shown in blue. And we got Roberts, Potter, Carson, Gray, Wheeler, Armstrong, Donnelly. Yeah. So this is page 4. What you do is you put in to this document the year that you want. And like I said, I was more interested in what was going on this year. And yeah. Let's see, reset search. Oh, then it comes up with all kinds of stuff going back to, what, 2007. We got, what, 10 pages of stuff here. Let's click on this. Interesting. So what are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.